Always, you should always have someone with a kit on the team. If you want to peek on top of this box, you should do it as soon as possible. Your pre-aim is decent, at least here. That's a nice shot. Didn't have to re-peek that though. Probably wanted to fall back instead. And usually you'd want to have... Deagle is a very niche weapon. It's good for long ranges, but rotation is good. You know your teammate is pushed up in the apps, so you rotate.
Bomb has been planted.
Wait for the smoke. That's good. That's just unlucky that your teammate is shit. You did the right thing there. Pushed up while the smoke was still up, but you were silent, so they couldn't shoot you. He saw you through the smoke, which is, yeah. But when he jumps up on the box, your teammate should have killed him with you. Nothing wrong there, really. Try not to block your teammate, which is why he's shooting you. You do not want to peek this against AKs with a MP7. And you don't want to over peek. You want to only be visible from one person at a time. Falling back though is good, but try and keep calm. Try not don't get panic. Don't panic. Try and expect the unexpected. Even though your teammate should have killed this guy, it's a little bit strange that he didn't, but yeah, and the thing about the Deagle is that it's hard to be consistent with it. Aggression is good depending on where, when. It's important to have the aggression on the right side. Like, you have to think about risk versus reward. You need to figure out, what's the risk? What do I have to lose? You have to lose usually you have to lose your positioning. You can lose going down being a disadvantage. You can lose your gun, you can lose your money, and potentially lose a site or at least an area of a map. So you need to think about what you have to lose and what you have to gain. You can gain an advantage, you can gain that the opponent is losing a weapon, you can gain that map control unless there's someone else there. So what's the chances of it failing, what's the chances of it being successful, and is it worth it? And these are decisions you make 10, 20, 30 times each round. Like here, should you peek? Yes, you should. Should you push this smoke? Yes, you should. You need to, at this point, you need to buy as much time as you can, and you need to stay alive. You need to make a lot of presence. By the way, you shouldn't push the smoke with this gun without any utility. At this point, you just need to call for your team. Just make sure they can't push and get connector control. It's basically what you have to do at this point. I don't know if it's worth changing position. If you had a teammate, I wouldn't think you're Gold Nova though. You seem to play better than Gold Nova, but like these are just small. That smoke is not good, and that flash is not used for anything. And you're stacking 5B. Why? You have 2 AKs, a Deagle, and a Scout. Why are you not 1 AK each site, 1 mid? You just gave up this round. You might as well just almost save at this point. Are you pre-made or are you alone?
Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
Okay, so usually it's fine throwing a flash there, rotating from B. Usually. But when you stacked 5 people on the site and they had full control over the site, they could have pushed faster through it. So timing wise, you should have been more careful. But if you played 2A, 2B, 1 mid and they killed the 2A, they would have spent enough time for you to, like, timing in your head, it should have been clear and your flash would have been on point. But since you stacked 5 people on the site, they pushed faster than normal. So that's why you got caught with your pants down. Okay, so you're alone on site, so you don't want to die here. So you have to take as little risk as possible. Get information, but with as little risk as possible. Let me see here. This is I don't know how they have money, so the thing is, this is a long range engagement that you're taking here with the UMP, and they have a gun advantage over you. You shouldn't take this fight with the UMP. At least you shouldn't even do this. At least not with only one when you're alone on site. You should just listen for info. Do you have utility? No, you don't. Yeah, this is a very hard round for you when you don't have any utility. You should have bought 2 flashes. So you can slow them down if they're pushing B. So what you should do is just take an off angle. Do you know what an off angle is?
Smoke. I'm throwing smoke.
Your timing on the peak is good. Do you know what an off angle is? Okay, so at this point you have 2 people mid and 2 people A. Yeah, awesome. If you don't know, that's okay. It's better if you say if you don't know, but for the next thing. It's better if you expect A and mid to hold short for you. Yeah, because you're alone on B, you can't worry about short. If you die from short, fine. Then you die from short and you lose the round, but because you can't divide your attention from apps in case they're walking up, in case they're flashing, etc, etc. So don't worry about short. It's a good thing that I can't believe you're Gold Nova, man, because it's a good thing that you hold a close angle. I'm not sure I would have held this one, but the thing is that the angle is short range. It's a disadvantageous angle because they have high ground, they have window, all of that. But you're hidden from short, and very few players think like that, which is good. I think I would have held inside of the site, maybe by the car or something, because when they peek you now, you have nowhere to go. That you whip yourself is fine. That's one thing, but you have nowhere to go at this point. He can control the fight as he wants. You want cover, and since you're scared about short, you can't really go towards short, and there he comes short. So I think I would have played inside of the site or at the car, or it's very hard when you soloing B and they can't hold short. Like, there's not really anything you can do other than, yeah. So getting 1 kill there is more than should have been, more than I would have expected from you, or from anyone.
This isn't a killing house anymore. This is real
So
life.
well played.
Smoke! I'm throwing smoke. Throwing flashbang.
Okay, so you need to, I don't know if you did, but when you miss so many jumps, you need to realize that the timing is different. That the terrorists could have pushed closer than they could have, etc, etc. Again, you're alone on B. Pushing at this point is good. You got a lot of information that there's a lot of people on A. They got 2 picks. The thing is, this is not about the map. This is about how you play. This goes for every map, like the risk versus reward, when you should push, how to play when you're alone on a site.
I am planting the bomb.
Because cover on Mirage is cover on any map. If you don't have cover, you don't have cover. It doesn't matter what map it is, right? So these are the things you need to think about when you're in game. If it's a new map, if it's a map you're not playing that much. Pushing connector with your knife out. One thing is jumping around in connector, but no, in underpass. But putting, no, I would have had my weapon out, because then he would have gotten that kill easily, faster, before he threw that grenade. Again, you push with your knife out. Pre-aim is not exactly on point. You're too fast here. You're way too fast, because if you see here, you have 3 guys in CT, and you're alone on connectors. So that means that this area here and this area, actually that area, this is what you control. This is what those 3 control. So if you die, you lose this. If they die, you lose this. So it's more important if you just held this angle, waiting for these guys to engage, figuring out where he is, and then work from there. And your pre-aim is a little bit off, but you already said that. The best way to practice pre-aim is deathmatch. Deathmatch is the best way to practice. You still get the kill, but it would have been cleaner if you waited for 18 minutes. But it should be higher than Gold Nova, to be honest. I don't know, maybe you do some strange shit on T side. I guess we'll find out.
Go on, chop, chop.
You don't buy utility. Why don't you buy utility? You don't know how you dropped and you don't have money? Because one thing... Well, the thing is... One thing is just playing deathmatch, and one thing is actually practicing in deathmatches. If you just play to kill people, all you're gonna get is bad habits. You need to know what you're doing and know what you're practicing for. It's like weightlifting. If you're lifting weights wrong, you're just gonna ruin your body, ruin your muscles. And it's the same thing in CS. If you just play deathmatch and just hold W, it's not gonna do anything for you. You need to practice the correct way. You need to think, okay, I need to pre-aim, so I'm gonna practice pre-aim. When I peek this corner, my crosshair is gonna be dead on this angle and dead on this angle, headshot height. If there's one pushed up, I need to flick to this guy. If it, like, you need to think these things, not just run through a deathmatch. That's a waste of time. So, practice pre-aim. Practice maybe you want to practice spray control, maybe you want to practice one task, maybe you want to practice these things, but just don't just go in a deathmatch and think everything works itself out. You literally have to figure out what you're practicing and how you're practicing it, and constantly checking, okay, I missed this corner a little bit, and put a mental note down that you have to adjust that corner when you push that corner, and just keep checking these sites. How will you, for example, like how will you clear B site? Figure out what's a pro clear B site. Figure out what he's doing, what his teammates are doing, what should you do as the first one or the second one, and practice that in the deathmatch server. And just keep doing that instead of just running out in B and trying to kill everyone. You know you can jump on top of a car with 2 jumps instead of 3?
Flashbang.
Pre-aim is a little bit off, but you know about that. Okay, you shouldn't have peeked the second guy. You should have picked the one guy and played the other guy more safe. That's actually a pretty nice deagle shot. You're getting the kill though. You have 15 HP. You do not want to be out in the open. With low HP or no armor, or good thing you're not buying head armor, by the way, against AKs. No, aggression is okay as long as you get the kill, but the problem here is that you're low HP, so you need to have, if you want to be aggressive, find an aggressive headshot angle. There's not really one, and you want to stand at an off angle with low HP, or without armor, because a Glock will kill you right now. And it's a 5 versus 4. You don't need to push. All you gotta do is just sit back and wait. You're used to having bad teammates, so you feel like you have to push to counter their weakness. You feel like you have to make a difference so your team can hold play, because you don't feel like they can play straight up 5 versus 5. So you push, take a risk to make it 5 versus 4, which you usually do. You peek too wide, or too high in this case, because all you wanted to see is his head, and all you want him to see is your head. Especially when you're low HP. So movement is a little bit you need to think about.
Let's go, fellas. Smoke. Deploying flashbang. Throwing flashbang.
Your pre-aim isn't that bad.
Flashbang.
Really bad luck with the 3 teammates. It was good until you start wide peeking here. Just holding the closest angle is good. Maybe you should have gone CT. Since you have no, I don't know how to, my space is, wait, maybe if I do this, it will work. Yeah. Because as you see, you have 3 CTs here. It's the same thing. They have control of this, but you have no control here if this guy dies. I think I would have pushed this way and held this angle here. Especially if I knew the terrorists were here. I would have held this angle. So, because if they're rotating to B, you won't be able to kill them, but you will see if they're rotating to B. As you see, this guy is working his way this way. Because you already have 4 people here, and you haven't seen the bomb, and the bomb ain't down. But that's okay. I'll still see bad habits like this here. Look at that bang train. Now you should hide behind triple and just wait for them, because there are 3 people there. Just bait them. Just let them engage, because there are 3 of them. But you're getting the kill. Spray control is a little bit off. But you hit them, you're killing people. As it's shown by your stats, but still no utility. Why don't you have utility? Mini could have dropped you, so you could afford utility. Now you don't jump on top of the box. You saw him. He has an AK. You have a guy in T-spawn, and you have a guy holding mid-ish, and you have people rotating into B. You should just fall back at this point. There's no point. You don't need to get a kill and have them fall slow down. You don't need to buy any time. You pre-fire a little bit early, and your free aim is a little bit off. Mini has 7,000. Doe has 10,000. That's good. I know you're trying to you're typing, but it's just a deagle.
Come on, chop chop. Throwing a decoy. Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang.
Priam is a little bit strange. You don't want to take a long range fight. Actually, they're halfway eco force thing, so he killed it with a pistol.
Throwing flashbang.
A little bit too aggressive. Try and... Yeah, I noticed. But you want to try and control the fight. Don't take your time and try and control the fight. Don't just crouch and spray and hope for the best. Didn't have your gun out when you peeked. You're turning your back to the enemy. That's good timing on that peek. Probably have info there. I don't know what that was, but you probably have info that there are an A. So you're pushing B to flank. You crouch spray. Relax and take your time. Try and control the fight, as I said. I don't know if you saw the bomb. This kill you should hunt. Because he had the bomb. Because when he had the bomb, it was a 1 versus 1, but now it's a 2 versus 1. So now you have to find your 1 versus 1 to win the... And they're just trolling. Nothing you can do. Frame is decent. Reactions are decent. Pre-aim when clearing the site is a little bit off. You're just looking into the general position of where the site is. Unless you're pre-aiming down a hall, your pre-aim is on point. Make a decision. Are you gonna go window? Are you gonna go the door? Where are you gonna go? Who are you gonna help out? What are you gonna do? You shouldn't push. Actually, a 1 versus 4. You still shouldn't push. Yeah. Yeah. Buy an AK second round with no head armor versus pistols that one tap you. I'd rather get a Galil with full head armor if you want a rifle. Nice picks though. Really nice picks. Dangerous against pistols and with no head armor, but... You gonna ace this or? But I mean, I'm surprised you're Gold Nova, man. You shouldn't be. You play a lot, or? A little bit off those reactions, but... They have 3 throwers and the CT rages in 8 days. You have the bomb here. I don't know if you know, but you shouldn't crouch in this corner. Worst corner to plant in. Huh.
Move it, move it. Laying down smoke. Grenade. Flashback.
Dangerous versus Nop. I think you need to learn to control the fight. Everything, your positioning, the way you push, the way you clear, the way you shoot, the way you hold an angle, that's all okay. I think the problem is that you seem stressed and maybe not confident on the fights you take and the fights you have. Maybe you're unsure of, do you have the advantage? Does the CT have the advantage? How do you control these things? How can you figure that out? What kind of risk do you have? What kind of risk do you take? What kind of risk does the CT take? Because if you play like you are here, you shouldn't be Gold Nova unless you have really problems with when you're fighting and you die with your knife out a lot. Do you agree? Do you feel flustered and easily panicked when you're playing? That's just unlucky. Because you're not taking the right fights. You're just taking any fight. If you see CT, you're gonna kill him. End of story. Okay, so consistency is your problem. You don't have consistency and you don't understand which fights to take and why you should take it and when you should peek, where you should go, how to flash and use utility. A good rule is after shooting bullets, reload after 3 seconds. If nobody pushes you in 3 seconds, then you can reload. That's a rule a lot of people use, and it's mostly timing based. You're gonna learn that in deathmatch as well. think, okay, I got this kill. If there's a guy behind, when will he peek me, and will I have time to reload in that time, and how many bullets do I actually need to get this kill? I don't need 30 bullets to get one kill. Here you should have just stayed behind cover. You were caught out in the open. And you got peeked by 2 people, that's why you died.
Grenade out. Grenade. Laying down smoke. Smoke. Throwing flashbang.
Okay, you should go get the bomb now. There's no point you're clearing the map without having control over the bomb.
Flashbang. Throwing.
That you get these kills is good. God, I guess the CTs doesn't know you don't have the bomb, but you need to get control over the bomb.
Laying down smoke. Throwing a
If you're getting B site, let's say you get B site, and so what? You still need to go and get the bomb.
Counter-terrorists win. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Decoys out. Throwing a flashback. Throwing a flashback. Flashback. Throwing smoke. I'm throwing a flashback.
I don't know why you don't die there, but I guess it's because you're in Gold Nova. Probably know both are there. Your pre-aim was...
Nice work.
Okay. I'll go in the game and I'll show you. This is